icons, it's your girl Anna Vatari, and I'm back with another video showing you lovely icons how to make this beautiful two-piece set. Let's get right into it. As you can tell, I am using this radiant fabric. I got this fabric from Joann's, I believe. I have to double check, but if you have a question, you can leave that below. So I'm using the shorts as my template for the skirt because I don't have a template for a skirt as well. So we're going to use the short. I'm going to lay the shorts on top of the fabric, and I'm going to make sure it is flat with no holes, no bumps or anything. And then I'm going to trace over the shorts. And then I'm going to, once that trace is done, I'm going to fold the skirt in half and then just cut off any excess pieces. You do tend to get a lot of these excess pieces when you're working with the actual clothing. It never comes out perfect, so just don't forget to fold it in half and cut off any excess pieces. And then I'm going to move on to the back of my skirt. I'm going to use the same skirt that I just cut, well, the front of the skirt. I'm going to just trace the front of the skirt on top of this fabric to get the back of the skirt. So I wanted my skirt to have this radiant transitioning from yellow to red. That's why I'm only cutting certain parts of this fabric. You will waste a lot of materials if you use this kind of fabric because I only wanted certain parts of this color. For the top of this two-piece skirt, I'm going to cut out a rectangular piece. I'm going to fold that piece over in half and just cut off any excess pieces that are not aligning. And then I'm going to cut that in half as well. Once that is cut in half, I'm going to fold it over in half again. I know it's a lot of fold overs going on, but basically I'm trying to make this bikini part of this two-piece set. I just wanted to save time, so I just put a bunch of fabric together and I cut around it. But again, it's very optional. You could do it individually. You could do it as you choose, but I wanted to save some time and I put, I believe, 4 fabrics together, and I took this triangular piece that I created and I cut it. So basically, as you can see, I have 4 patterns for this bikini top. At this part, I'm going to cut out the strings for the bikini. I'm going to cut out two short ones and 2 long ones. I'm sorry, correction. 2 short ones and 1 long one. So I have 4 pieces in total. I'm going to turn these pieces that I just cut into the strings, well, the straps for the bikini. I went on my serger and I serged the strings for this bikini. I'm using my safety pin to help me loop through this. If you do not want to use the safety pin, you can buy a loop turner on Amazon or Google, or pretty much anywhere you can find a loop turner at. But I don't have a loop turner as of yet, so I'm using the safety pin to help me loop the strings. I'm going to do that for every string that I cut out, which was 2 short and 1 long. I'm going to lay the first pattern down, put the strings in between, lay the next pattern on the top, and then I'm going to sew all the way around and leave a 1-inch mark. So once that is done, I am going to then use that 1-inch mark to help me turn everything inside out. This is how it looks like. Again, just turn everything inside out and just make sure everything is flat, nothing is bulky, and you can see that 1-inch mark hole right there. So the top part of the bikini is done. And now I'm going to make a space on my bikini for this next part of the string. So I'm going to then make sure there's no excess pieces laying out. I'm going to shove everything inside. And then I'm going to fold over the bottom part of the bikini and then sew a straight line. Once I fold that over, it should give me a space there that I can insert the next string. So once that is sewn, I'm going to take my safety pin, insert it into the string, and then loop the string inside that space that I just made. I know it's kind of confusing when I explain it, but if you're a visual person, hopefully watching it is a little bit easier for you to understand than me explaining it. So this is just me looping the strings that I just created through the hole, well, through the hole. So as you can see right here, for that part that for that string that I just inserted, you want to make sure that it's very, very long because it's going to wrap around your body. So again, you want it longer than usual. Then we're going to work on our skirt. We're going to lay both skirt patterns on top of each other, make sure everything is aligning, and then we're going to sew the sides of the skirt. Once that is sewn, I have something like this. So we're then going to work on the hem and the waistband of the skirt. I, again, want to insert elastic into my waistband. It makes it easier for me personally. So I'm going to create a little space. I'm going to pin everything together. So my elastic was about, I believe, 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to make the space similar to that. And then I'm going to sew all the way around. When I sew all the way around, again, don't forget to leave a 1-inch mark where you can insert the elastic through the hole all the way around till it meets on the other side. So this is me just using my safety pin to help me guide my elastic through the hole that I left all the way around. So once that goes all the way around, as you can tell here, I'm going to just combine the elastic piece and then sew it to seal it. And then once the elastic piece is sewed to seal, don't forget to also sew the little 1-inch space that you left on the skirt. Sew that to close that up. Once that is done, this is how that looks. And then we're going to work on the hem of the skirt. So before we work on the hem of the skirt, I wanted to have a little scrunch effect on both sides of my skirt. For this scrunch, I wanted it to be at the bottom of my skirt. So I'm just going to insert an elastic on there, and I'm going to do it on both sides. And I'm going to sew a zigzag line down the middle of that elastic, and we're going to sew it. Once you sew it, it should look something like this. Again, it's optional. You don't have to do anything that I'm doing. It's by choice and preference. So after the sides are sewn, I'm then going to make cuffs to finish the hem of this skirt. Okay, and then I'm going to zigzag the hem of my skirt. Once that is done, it should look something like this. And we are all done with our two-piece set. This is the final look that I got. I love this two-piece set. I love the color variations. I love the gradients. I love how it goes from one color and then blends into a different color. I love how it's looking. I love how it came out. I'm just loving it, guys. I'm loving it. And I would like to thank you, icons, for watching my video. Thank you for taking your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave it down below and I'll be sure to answer. And again, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next. Bye. Mwah.